Welcome replay viewers. Thanks for tuning in. Hey now. Hey, what's up, Dave? David, hey, Tony. I just saw Oni Beauty come into the room, which makes me really happy, and I'll explain why. Hey, what's up, Oni? Hey, Tracy Baker Photo. What's up? Hey, Doug. Hey, Cindy. What's up, David? Yeah, Oni Beauty is the next Periscope star, as far as I'm concerned. Just because I love her. Hey, Tiff. Hey, Laura. Hey, Polly, yeah. Oh, Allie's in the room. You guys want to say hi to Allie? There's Allie.
Hi.
What's up, Nicholas?
Hi, Nicholas.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Oni is a friend of mine who is just getting on Periscope. She's in the room today. Special shout out and welcome to Oni. Oni is my friend going back 27 years. Hey, what's up? Okay, everybody, so thanks for coming in. Hello from Russia. Hello in Russia. Yeah, Oni and I go back a long way, and she is a beautiful person inside and out. There she is. So yeah, friendship, exactly. Womb friends. No, no, not womb friends. College friends. But thank you. That would make me 27 years old. Did you just say not? Did Oni just autocorrect to not?
Me?
Yeah. I thought you said not kind of rocks. Yeah.
Oni kind of rocks.
I'm not going to say anything in a foreign language if I don't know what it is, because I don't know what you're going to say. Yeah, Oni is worth a follow. She hasn't scoped yet, but she's going to soon. Okay. So today's topic, thanks for tuning in. Today's topic, I know, right, Oni? Oh, sorry. See, right away, I'm already scaring her off of Periscope, and she's been here for a minute. It's okay. You can only see comments. Oh, that sucks. Hey, Freddie. Okay, so here's the topic for today. I know, right? The topic for today is why it's important. Okay, watch the replay later. Okay, Tracy. Hey, China. Why it's important to specialize and be a specialist instead of a generalist. Okay, and I think, whoa, this is kind of weird. I don't like the way this looks. That's better. I know I scared my friend away. I know, right, David? Why it's important to specialize. And for small business owners, for entrepreneurs, I think it's critically important. And it's such an obvious point in some ways to try to own your niche and, really dominate and all those things. Everybody talks about that, right? Hey, Natalie. But what does that really mean? I have some ways that I want to address this topic and really drill down into it. And it's based on a blog post that I wrote a couple of years ago that I just went back in and looked at. It was a guest blog post. I will tweet it out after this broadcast so that you have basically all the notes from this broadcast. So everything that we're going to cover today, for the most part, hey, what's up, Chuck, is going to be is in this blog post that I'm going to tweet out afterwards. Hey, now. Yeah, repurposing content. Yep, I know, right? And I went back in and I read this, and I felt after I read it, I was like, you know what, that was a really good one. Like, I'm really happy with that one, and I think it would be a great topic. So, for photographers, the concept of do one thing and be the best. Exactly, Dave. But see, if it was that simple, I wouldn't have felt compelled to write an entire article on it and do a broadcast on it, because it's not always that simple. For small business owners and entrepreneurs, hey now, what's up, Joe? For small businesses and entrepreneurs who are just starting out, Bay is back here. Show yourself, Bay. There's Bay.
What's up, my Bay?
What's up, Boom Bay? Oh, another Bay just jumped in. All right, I'm giving you an idea to steal. Okay, let's give some ideas. So when you're starting out, you have a tendency, because you're trying to grow your business, you have a tendency to take on jobs that might not be your strength, that might not be your niche. And it's because you're trying to grow a business. And when people call to book a session for in our case, as a photographer, or, whatever it is, whatever service you're offering, when somebody calls, exactly, easy? No. Because people call and they want to do business with you, and it's very exciting, right, Oni? Even as a makeup artist, whatever it is that you do, People call you up and they want to give you business, and you don't want to turn it down when you're not overflowing with clients, because it's exciting to get business. That's what you're trying to do, right? Grow your business. But some jobs you should not take on. And we are uniquely qualified, maybe not uniquely, but we're definitely qualified to talk about this topic. And I'm going to give you 3 examples of kind of how we learned this the hard way. There you go. Oni doesn't do Halloween makeup. That's funny that she says that, Allie.
Yeah.
Because Allie just had her hair done the other day on Halloween, and there were people in there getting their makeup done for Halloween. It's hard to turn away, right, Doug? It's really hard to turn away, but it's critical to turn away. So we're going to talk about some of the why you want to be a specialist, and then we're going to talk about how to transition from generalist to specialist. Okay? Yeah, when you need the cash, right? Exactly. It kind of drives you sometimes to take on jobs that maybe you shouldn't take on, but your need for cash or your need to grow your business kind of, drives you to take on stuff because you need that money. But it's a short-term win that can sacrifice your long-term goals, and you should focus on your long game. And so, for example, I'm going to give you 3 examples of how we learned this the hard way. For starters, we don't photograph. Allie does not photograph events. Allie does not photograph weddings, bar mitzvahs, those types of things. Allie does not do that. Angela does that for us now. We have an event photographer, Angela. She photographs our events for us. But Allie learned the hard way that it's something that she does not want to do, and it's not something that for a couple of years there, we didn't even associate our brand with events at all. If people asked us if we did events, we said flat out no. Now we have someone doing them for us, but Allie won't do them. And she found this out by photographing a small wedding that was kind of booked rush. This was probably 6 years ago, right, Allie? This was one of the early jobs that she took on once we opened up the studio. A lot of work. Yeah, draw the line somewhere. Exactly. Well, Allie took on this job and met with the bride ahead of time to go over things, including her list of who we needed to photograph at the event, who was in the wedding party, and so on. And Allie did what she thought was a pretty good job, right? But the bride, well, no, she didn't get blamed for it being a rush. What she did get blamed for is not photographing the brother of the bride. Bride never said that she had a brother. The brother was not in the wedding party. Allie had no idea who the brother was, and therefore there were no pictures of the brother, and the client was not happy. Yeah, right? The missing brother. And so there's one example among many why Allie it's not, yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, and so, it wasn't our fault, but the point is it's like that kind of, yeah, good grief. Exactly. Allie was pretty upset. And you get blamed for something that isn't even really your strength or your niche in the first place. It was a job we probably shouldn't have taken on. We didn't really want headaches you don't need. Exactly. We don't really want to be wedding photographers. At least Allie didn't want to be one. Now we have Angela. But Allie learned that she doesn't want to dabble in events. It's not her thing. And she learned that by doing and taking on a job that at the time we needed. And it was an error in judgment to take on that gig. Secondly, here's another example. We pass now. Wedding is a pain but good money. Listen, it's a great business for some people. It's not for Allie. It's for Angela. And that's the point. There's some fantastic wedding photographers. It's a great business model if that's your thing. But not everything can be your thing. Not everything should be your thing. Hey, Stephanie. What's wrong? Blocked from reading minds that day? I know, right? And so the second one are passports. People come in here all the time and ask if we do passport photos. And for a while we did them. And we will not do them anymore. Flat out. Angela doesn't do them. Allie doesn't do them. We will not do passports. Hey now. Hey Heidi. But if you don't try it, you may not discover your thing. And that's true, Dave. And that's the thing. That's why we're going to cover ways to kind of transition. Hi Heidi. Transition. And hey, Val, transition from being a generalist to a specialist, because people, as they're starting out a business, they go down these paths and have to learn these lessons. I mean, it's part of growing a business. It's part of starting out. Tell me why you won't let me leave this leave this con. Try. What? Tell me why you won't let me leave this country? I don't get it. Oh, passports. Passports. Why we won't let people leave the country. There you go. Well, it's not even just the retaking. Here's the thing. Yeah, country. I got it. Thanks. We're not set up for passport photos. We don't print here. We're not in the printing business. There's nothing creative about a passport photo. It's just a mug shot, basically. You don't need to go. Exactly. They can just go to the post office. They can go to Costco or Sam's Club. They can go anywhere for a cheapy, quick, printed passport. And, for a while we were charging $25 for passport photos when the occasional person would walk in. We didn't advertise it. It was just if somebody walked in, we felt, oh, yeah, we'll help you out. Yeah, or a drugstore, exactly. And so we learned that we shouldn't be doing anything for $25. Ever. Exactly. Our work is much more refined than passport quality. And like I say, we weren't advertising it. It was almost like a driver photo. Exactly. Not for a pro. We never advertised it. We never told people, come on in and we'll do passport photos. We just did it. We figured at the time. Once again, listen, this was earlier in the game. We were looking for clients. We were looking for ways to bring people in the door. We just wanted to grow the business. We didn't dominate our niche yet. And they just assume you're going to help them. Well, we figured maybe it would be a loss leader. Like if we helped them out with a passport photo, maybe they'd come back and book a session. That was like our faulty kind of thinking. It was just, listen, these were early mistakes. We learned, right, if they want to pass, exactly, $250, right, for a passport photo. Exactly. So now we just say no, we do not do them. But we learned that, once again, through experience. And then the third one, and this is this one I called in the blog post, I called it Dance Studio Defeat. Oh, Val, that's your friend Oni? Hey, Val. That thinking isn't very entrepreneurial, right? You got to learn to earn. You got it. The thinking you had before, right? Hi, Val. Any friend of Oni's is a friend of mine. So the third one was a dance studio that Allie photographed a long time ago, an on-site dance studio, which turned out to be a disaster. It's almost not even worth going into the details. This was before I joined Oni Baloney. You're rhyming Oni's name, David. So yeah, dance studios. We learned that dance studios are hard to control in the environment that this one was. It's a high volume model. Once again, we're not a high volume studio. Any type of sports leagues, dance studios, those types of things. We took on a few of them thinking, hey, it'd be a lot. We figured that'd be, it's a nice big dance studio. There are lots of customers. We could knock it out in a few days. They are not for us. We don't have a huge staff with an assembly line set up to do a bunch of photos like that. We only do one little dance studio that's a very controlled environment now. And we just do it because it's a friend's studio. We know what we're getting into now, but it's not something we advertise or market. You're going to need me to be your mentor. Listen, reach out. We can chat for sure. So those are 3 examples of things we now know that we don't do or that Allie doesn't do. We're in West Bloomfield, Michigan, Val. We're a suburb of Detroit. Would we ever open a second location? People ask us that all the time. It's not in my immediate plans, and it's not something I think I want to do. Hey, Tom. How you doing, buddy? Going to be a part of Doug's Periscope Mentor Program. Oni, you're the VIP member. So listen, we've covered a few ways that we kind of figured out why being a generalist is a bad idea. We tried a few things. We've tried a few things. The valedictorian, right? Thanks, Tony. Your in-laws are in Royal Oak. That is not far. That's right down the road. Okay, so we've covered a few things and a few examples of our early days when we were trying to be generalists, when we were trying to take on basically just about any job that would come our way because we just wanted business and we were trying to grow it. Sometimes against our better judgment, and we still did it because we were looking to grow the business and take on clients, right? So let's go through now 4 lessons, okay, quick lessons, 4 lessons to learn in order. This is almost kind of like a chronological order How do you stay focused on here? I know. Practice, Oni. Got to do a lot of broadcasts before you can get it. I know, right? Feel like you're doing a fantastic job not allowing us to squirrel you. I know, and sometimes I do that, right? Well, when we do our crazy chats or our morning shows, sometimes they go a little off the rails, but that's okay. Hey, Anthony, how you doing, buddy? Good info that you've been thinking about lately, too. Yeah. Hi, Molly. Okay, so let's talk about the 4 lessons to learn to help you transition from being a generalist to a specialist, okay? So we're assuming that you've been trying to be a generalist and you might be in the phase where you're still doing that, okay? But learning where your niche is, first of all, when a job does go bad, when you've taken on a job that is probably not your strength because you wanted the business and it goes bad, step number 1, don't run. Don't ever run. When the client calls to point out the problems over the phone, being more choosy to help focus your biz. Yeah, Anthony, I mean, it's something that we had to learn over time, and that's really the whole lesson of this broadcast. I covered 3 examples of stuff we tried to do that wasn't our strength when we were starting out, just trying to grow the business, backfired on us, and we learned what we don't want to do anymore and what our niche should really be. Taking notes like you took at Michigan. Back in South Quad, Oni, you should see South Quad now. It doesn't even look like the same building we lived in. Okay, so number 1, when a job goes bad, that isn't your strength. When you're trying to grow your business, don't run. When a client calls to point out the problems and complain, answer the phone. Even if you have caller ID, definitely something you're guilty of too much. Which part, Doug? Taking on jobs that you know you probably shouldn't against your judgment? If you do it and it goes bad and they call to complain, don't run. If you get that sinking feeling that you're about to face the music when the call comes in and you know that something got botched, multi-jobs, yeah. Avoiding that problem will make it worse every single time. You need to answer the phone and do not run from the problem. Okay, that's step number 1. Hey, Makeup by Ashley. Thanks for inviting. So that's step number 1. Number 2, be honest. Okay? Hi, Ashley. Be honest. Take accountability for your mistakes. Okay? Right, Laura? Hey, Sale E MVP. Sale E MVP. Thanks for coming back, Dave. Be honest. You do have to make some mistakes to understand what your strengths and weaknesses are. Take accountability. Think about what it's like. Think about what it's like to be on the other end as a customer. You know, and sorry, I'm looking over here only because I'm checking my notes from the blog. Think about what it's like to be on the other side of that as a customer, and when somebody screws something up or you get bad service and they don't admit their mistake, how crazy that can make you. It makes you twice as mad, right? It's all how we learn and grow our business. Absolutely. The first step, tuck that tail between your legs and deal with it. Absolutely. The first step to recovering from a problem like this is to apologize and be genuine in your efforts to try to make it right. You might even be able to turn an angry client into a fan if you stand up and help them after you've made a mistake, right? Always being accountable. Hey, Honey Gets Money is here. Hey, honey, I saw you this morning. So yeah, you got to take accountability and you got to step up and listen. Some of the people who seem like they might cause you the most problem, who are really the most emotional or are really the most passionate and give you the hardest time about the mistake that you've made, are the same people that will be just as passionate, just as emotional, and just as much a champion for you if you fix it. And sometimes the people who started out angry that end up fans are twice as big of fans as just your normal average client that you did a good job for. If you can turn it around and fix it, or at least make it right somehow, you can turn them into fans. So that's number 2. Allie?
I need money from my honey. Can I borrow the credit card?
You need money from your
I need money from my honey.
Hey, Honey Gets Money. You inspired Allie to come over and grab my credit card.
Hi, Oni!
Here.
Hi, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow.
Just like how you... Right. Just how we've turned trolls on here. Exactly. You're right, Tony. Good example. Yeah. Anthony says hi, too. Hey, Slow Dusted. So yeah, it's really important to be honest, okay? So now, those are the first 2 steps, right? I need a honey to get some money. Hey, Susie. Susie's in the house. Redefining Rich. What's up? Okay, so step number 3. Okay, this is where the transition starts to happen, okay? How can you say no with all these people watching? Yeah, exactly, right, Stephanie? Exactly. Hola. Right. Thanks for inviting, Doug. Okay, so here's where the transition starts to happen. The first part is, well, now you've made the mistake of trying to be a generalist, right? You screwed up, so what happens after you screw up? Okay, number 1, you don't run. Number 2, you be honest, own up to your mistakes, try to make it right, okay? Every time it's going to help you. Number 3, learn from the mistake, okay? Now, and this is, listen, there's more to this than just say, anybody can say, well, learn from your mistakes, right? Duh, right? But really, seriously, make notes and outline the scenario, okay? So you can refer to them later. And this is going to be, this serves a couple of different purposes. Hey now, Joe. First of all, there's a couple of reasons that you want to make notes and outline what just went wrong, okay? Outline the scenario, make notes about what went wrong so you can refer to them later, because for starters, you likely won't remember everything that happened and why the next time this comes up, okay? So make sure that while it's fresh in your mind, anytime you've made a mistake, when you've really botched something or a job went bad, thanks, Laura, make notes about where it might have gone wrong. You know, outline the whole thing. Was it in the first conversation? Maybe you could have avoided the problem in the very first conversation. Maybe you could have referred it to somebody else that has expertise there. Whatever it is, oh, that's cool, David. Whatever the issue was, make your notes so that you can refer to them later. Identify what went wrong and what it would take to prevent them. Okay? Is it something you know you can fix? Does your skill set give you a chance to address it? You know, these are the questions you want to ask yourself as you're making these notes. Is this a segment of the business you're committed to? You know, and is what you really need to make it go right the next time just more experience? You know, and if that's the case, if this is a job that you really do want to be part of your niche, and it just went bad and you're still really committed to it and you want to learn it and get better at it, exactly, Cindy, right? Then make sure you go through your whole process step by step. Get some advice from mentors, get some advice from other forums, go to some seminars, go to professional organizations in your industry, connect with people on Periscope, whatever it is. Learn everything that you need to learn about that product and figure out where you went wrong, okay? Don't make the same mistake twice. Step up your skills if you didn't do it right and figure out how to be better. Exactly. Learn from that mistake. If it is a product or a service that you really do believe in still. Hey, Vicky Natali. How you doing? Thanks for being here. If you know that it's something that you really want to do and you want to stick to it and you don't want to give it up then just yet, then just make sure you've made all your notes and don't make the same mistakes. Improve your processes. Get better at it, okay? And then you will start to specialize in that service or that product. You can still specialize in it and make it your niche as long as you don't just repeat the same mistakes. Okay? So that's that's part of the transition here. Now here's the 4th step. Okay? 4th step. Next time, and this is what's ultimately going to guide you in your decision on where to focus your efforts for growing your business or your studio or whatever it is, use your gut next time. That's number 4. Use your gut next time. Because inevitably, that same type of job or that same type of service or that same type of client is going to come your way again. And they're going to ask you to do that job again. And you may still really need the business. Here's where you got to listen to your gut. If a gig goes badly the next time you get a call for one, your gut tells you to pass, then pass. Okay? Yeah, Vicky's anybody who doesn't follow Vicky Natali, follow her. She's fantastic. Hey, Sparkle Branding, how you doing? Hello, hello. Listen to your intuition. Yeah. So the next time, whether you need the business or not, if that same type of gig comes down the pike, if your gut's telling you to pass, pass. And that's where you will start to become a specialist instead of a generalist. Accept what you do well. No problem, Vicky. Accept what you do well and what you don't. Be the best at what you do well, and people will talk about how great you are, right? Be less than average or flat out bad, and way more people will talk about how awful you are. It's true, especially with social media now. You don't want to go there. No problem, Susie. So, the worst part is if you're here's the worst part of making this mistake and not listening to your gut the next time. If you're a really good, just using us as an example, if you're a really good portrait photographer, 90% of the time, but a bad event photographer only 10% of the time, your reputation is going to be ruined on something you don't even want to do much of. Your reputation in your business is going to be ruined and you're not going to grow because of the 10% of your time you're wasting on something you don't do well. You're learning how to pass and refer to another photographer. Yes! Refer to other photographers. If you find a good one to refer to, whatever this is, whatever business it is. Only if you don't want to do Halloween makeup and someone asks you to do it, you refer it to somebody, right? That stuff will come back to you. Those photographers will refer business back to you when they're double booked or when they have, and that's a whole nother topic about how to refer and build your network, right? That's a whole nother thing. But this is how you become a specialist. Doing these 4 steps. As you start to try to take on jobs that you shouldn't, if you mess up, don't run. Be honest. Take accountability for your mistakes. Number 2. Number 3, learn from the mistakes and decide right then and there, okay, is this something I want to keep at and keep doing, or do I want no part of this down the road? And make notes about it. And number 4, next time use your gut. If the same job comes across your phone, will this all be on the final? Yes, Joe. It's in a blog post that I wrote. I'm going to tweet it out. It's actually a guest blog post I wrote for another website. So it's not on the FrameableFaces website, which is currently down at the moment because of a domain issue with our domain host, which we're fixing. But in the meantime, use your gut next time. And here's another bonus, a little minor bonus here. But remember about those notes that I told you to make? Extra credit. Remember the notes that you're supposed to make when things go wrong about where it went wrong and in the whole process? Not only will those notes serve to help you improve your process if you decide to stick with that product or service, those notes will also remind you of the pain that you had when it went bad, when you're deciding whether or not to pass on it the next time. Go back to your notes and relive how awful it was to remind yourself, no, I don't want to do that stuff anymore. That's not what I want to be in business to do. So make those notes so you can refer to them later. And, so just remember, yeah, right? Great idea, right? Jack of all trades is usually a master of none. It's a cliche, but it's a cliche because it's true. A lot of cliches are cliches because there's truth to them. And listen, if you want to try to be the best at everything, if you want to, we see photographers all the time that do this. What kind of photographer are you? Oh, I do newborns, children, sports, and portraits, and high school seniors, and weddings, and bar mitzvahs, and communions, and products, and real estate. Listen, if you tell somebody that you do all of that, no one's even going to believe you. No one would believe you for a second that you can do all of those things well. If you try to tell them that you do everything well, forget it. Hey, from Arizona. Hey, love for life. Right? So, specialize. Specialist, not generalist. Natalie doesn't believe me. Doug is a pro at ignoring trolling. I'm getting there, right? These guys are the bomb. Thank you, Susie. A hack of all trades and a jack of none. Right. So any questions, comments, thoughts? I tweeted out that this was going to be a good one, and I really believe in this one strongly. And I wrote a blog. I had a nice blog post that I wrote about it 2 years ago to refer to. I didn't even really have to do a whole lot of prep. I just had to go back and look at my old blog post that I wrote, which I still think holds up well. That's another thing. I learn and laugh with the FrameableFaces. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Susie. Thanks, Natalie. Very good. Okay, so if you want, no problem, Oni. Way to repurpose. Thanks, Stephanie. So listen, I did write this blog post. You're welcome, Doug. I wrote it for a website called mcpactions.com. I'm going to tweet out the link under the FrameableFaces Twitter. So if you're following me on Twitter, you gave me a heart, I think, Natalie. Okay, I take it back, Natalie. Awesome stuff. Yeah, Reflecto started following you, Susie? Really? Be careful of Reflecto. He's really snarky. Very snarky. What's up with Americans anyway? Right? So I am going to tweet out this blog post, and basically everything that I just covered is in the blog post. So if you're not following us at FrameableFaces, follow us there. I will tweet it out as soon as I stop this broadcast, and the whole article is there, and it outlines everything we just talked about. Okay? Thumbs up. This wouldn't let you share on Twitter. That's weird, Oni. I wonder if your accounts aren't linked. Is that possible? Maybe your accounts aren't linked. I don't know. I'll have to talk about that. You can retweet my tweet if you like, Oni, if you want to share it. So just wait till I tweet it out, and then you can retweet it. Could be possible, yeah. Title too long? The title shouldn't matter. The title shouldn't be too long, Cindy.
Title's shorter than it usually.
Yeah, the title's not that long. Sometimes the title is too long. You should be able to wipe out the title in your share button when you're trying to share on Twitter and give it your own title. But even this, I don't. Maybe the title was a little longer than usual. But yeah, Oni, when you go to share on Twitter, you can actually put your cursor right in there and erase part of the title and kind of give it your own. It does say too many characters. Oh, Cindy's saying too many characters. Wow.
Shared it on Twitter.
Huh?
Someone else shared it on Twitter. It was
just backspace. Well, listen, when you change the title, you can change the title a little long. It worked for you, Laura. So it's working for Laura, but not for others. That's weird.
maybe Oni's having special issues.
Maybe Oni's having issues. I'll try. This isn't my area. I know you're new. I know. Change watching to watch. I don't know. Oh, change watching in the title to watch. There you go. Maybe that'll help.
Yeah, Heidi did.
Yeah, it worked for Heidi. Maybe she changed the title. I don't know. Did you change the title, Heidi? I don't know. Tried to, over the character limit. Okay. Heidi said it just needed one less character. Interesting. I didn't realize it was that long. All right. Oh, Oni got it.
Yay, Oni.
Just enough characters. Okay. So that's all I have for today. This was Steel Doug's idea. Join me next Monday at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. Every Monday at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. It might depend on your username on Twitter, too. That could actually take up some characters. I thought about that. I'm a bit wordy, Doug. Sheesh. Yeah, right, Natalie? I know. Tell me something I don't know. Dave shared. Good Steel idea. This was good. Okay. Thanks, everybody. We will definitely be back tomorrow morning, right? Are we shooting tomorrow morning?
We're not shooting tomorrow morning.
So
I have a meeting at 8, but...
You have a meeting at 8?
Yeah, but we can do it at 9. It's just down the hall.
Okay, so tomorrow morning, probably around 9-ish Eastern Time, we will be back with the Doug and Allie Morning Show. So we hope you tune in for that. We hope we can hang out with you all tomorrow morning. And thanks for being here. All right? Have a great rest of your Monday, and we will see you soon. All right, Oni. Oni, I'm so glad you're here. So glad you're here.
Me too.
Can't wait to chat. All right, everybody. Have a great one. See you later. Are we bringing coffee? Maybe. We might bring coffee.
Shepard's going to bring coffee.
Shep-
Have coffee.
Okay, maybe we'll bring coffee. All right, see you guys. All right, bye, Natalie. Bye, Tony. Bye, Doug. Bye, Heidi. Bye, Cindy. Bye, Stephanie. See you, Dave. Bye, Oni.
Good night, John Boy.
Good night, John Boy. What is that? Is that a Walton's reference?
Yeah.
Holy, where'd you pull that one out of? That was really old school. Anthony's going to bring the coffee. All right, cool. All right, the Waltons. There it is. All right, signing off for real. See everybody. Bye.